You see, my standing as an independent should not worry people. The Honorable Regan Okumu, the MP of Arua County in Gulu District, is the Vice President of FDC in charge of Northern Uganda. He's an independent member of Parliament. He serves FDC. We have the Honorable Gerald Karuhanga, an independent member of Parliament representing Ntungamu Municipality. And he works for and is a member of FDC. We have the Honorable Chagulani, commonly known as Bobby Wine, the MP for Chiadono East. He's an independent member of Parliament, but he works for FDC. So, my contest as an independent member of Parliament, as it were, in this race, should not in any way shed doubt in the minds of the people, those especially who know. So, I am a founder member of FDC. I'm a card-bearing member. I am a member of NEC. I am still in FDC. Chokoro, the senior party member, sits with me. The councillors are all with me. Councillor Naita Sarah, who is the vice chair of the Women League in the district, sits with me. Then we have people like Councillor Zaitun, she's with me. Then we have councillors like Ogorondo, Madame Ogorondo, she's with me, and very many others. They are all with me. Therefore, including the chairman UPC, Arua District, he is with me. So really, it is not about one. It is about who can effectively represent the people of Arua District, Arua Municipality, and talk for Westnile in general in that August House. And immediately after this, I will want to open my phone for you to see the invitation which was sent to me for next meeting yesterday, which I did not go to because of the campaign expectations on me.
Thank you very much, Honorable, for that clearance. From your explanation, I could tell that the FDC leadership has acted out of the FDC constitution.
Absolutely.
And for a long time, we have been looking towards the FDC party to possibly at some point in time take over this government. So what would we expect as the people in Uganda if FDC can from now break their constitution at will? How will they therefore lead us in the long run, in the future? Do you think there is still hope in the FDC?
First of all, I'm not the spokesperson for FDC. The spokesperson for FDC is the Honorable Ibrahim Nganda, the MP of Kira Municipality. He is deputized by the Honorable Paul Omweru, the MP of Jinja Municipality East. But as a senior member of the party, I can certainly tell you that this is nothing but a storm in a cup of tea. And the FDC as a big organization, a big fraternity, certainly will reflect very seriously on what a few of the leaders have done. And it's for that reason that I know, I've been hearing from people in Kampala, there are many leaders who are out there who have come up openly to say the 2-3 people who took that decision made a big mistake. They should have consulted them first. It is for that reason that even the other time when they came for the last campaign rally in Nebi, some of the senior members of the party refused to come to Arua to support the flag bearer, the nomination, because they said this is God conflict, terrorists. Everybody must know who is who when it comes to the issues of the party. I'm confident that sooner than later they will realize the mistakes they have made. We will come back to the main planning board on the 16th of August after casting our votes.
Okay, Honorable. There seems to be a confusion over the matter of your eligibility to contest as a member of parliament representing the people of Arua Municipality, considering the fact that you're from Terego. Could you kindly educate the viewers of this interview? Thank you.
You see, first of all, Arua is a municipality. Terego County is a county in Arua district. In this particular race that we're in, there are 12 candidates, 5 of whom are from Terego, me inclusive. The rest are from Yumbe, the rest are from Koboko, the rest are from Maracha, which are independent, separate administrative units. But it does not mean that those people should not contest here. Because Arua being a municipality has gathered each and every other person. We have Congolese here, Sudanese, Tanzanians, Rwandese, Kenyans, people of all tribes and districts are here. Senegalese are here, Nigerians are here. And historically, we also need to know that Arua has had leaders. The first NRC member we had here is Muse Emaga, who resides now in Niva. Emaga was not born in Arua. He is from Yumbe. After the Honorable Emaga, we had the late Zubairi Tambako, with whom I was together in the university. The late Zubairi Tambako comes from Terego. By clan, he is from Aripi clan. He represented that in Constituency Assembly. After him, we had the late Dr. Jorom Ajeni Jumabuti. He is from Marata, Wadra side. He represented us here. After him, and at that time, by the way, when he contested, we even had Hippo. Hippo is from Yemen. He's an Arab. He contested here. Then after Dr. Deleti Ajeni, we had Nasur Ukuti, with whom I worked in the 7th Parliament. He's not a born of Arua. He's from Yumbe. After Honorable Kuti, we had the Honorable Godi Akbar Hussein, for whom I vigorously campaigned in the Arua Municipality to take him to Parliament, who under right now is being incarcerated in prison. Then after that, of course, he's not a born of Arua, he's from Yumbe. After him, we had the Honorable Ejida Gabriel, who is a born of Ajono Parish from Vura. And after that, we had the late Colonel Ibrahim Briga, who is a born of Rhinoken. Now, from this historical perspective, you can see clearly that nobody who has ever contested and led us in Arua Municipality has had this umbilical cord cut off in Avenue Road or in Bazaar. Never. So why will people begin to question why Wadri should contest here? Why is Wadri a threat? Big is big. I do business here in Arua Municipality. I run 2 businesses here. One on Dukale, everybody knows. One in New Lane, the old bus park. I have my residence, my own buildings too. One building is on Awitale Close, in Anafio here, behind Anafio Primary School. The tiled building there is mine. You go to Mvara, I have a building there. So what more do they have to prove? What more do I have to say that I'm a person from Arua? If I've got these investments here, I do business here, I pay taxes to this council through Arua Hill Division. Really? I think these are just jokers. I am a person of Arua. Even for your own information, I can pull out my vocal location slip to show that I cast my vote in Anafio Primary School just behind my house.
Okay, so the viewers, I think they will be clarified by that. Honorable, the people have asked, you have been trusted for 15 years by the people of Terego. What did you particularly achieve for Terego?
First of all, I'm very, very happy and proud. I shouldn't be blowing my own trumpet. But Chinua Achebe, in his book entitled Things Fall Apart, clearly stipulates that if a lizard falls from high a wall and nobody praises it, it will nod its head in appreciation that it has done it. I'm the first member of parliament for Terego County constituency. That time it was not west, it was not east. Terego Muzima. I'm the first MP who has served the people diligently for more than 2 terms. I'm the first person. I have served them for 3 terms. That is a clear indication that I've had very good track record in terms of my performances. I want to approach you from 2 angles. The first angle is Article 79 of the Constitution, which stipulates the role of a member of parliament. The role of a member of parliament, as far as performance is concerned, are only 4. The first is that of legislation. I think I've been very articulate, very fierce when it comes to issues of legislation. My track record in parliament, through people reading the Hansard, is very clear. I've made Terego a star. Every up to now, people still say Wadri. When they say Wadri, they just say Terego. Legislation, debate in parliament. You remember there was a time when performances of members of parliament used to be assessed by the organizations. And you know what I got? 98%. I have the booklets. You have seen the booklets. It is in parliamentary library. So if my performance as a member of parliament is 98%, what more do I have to put on the table? Because I was assessed like any other member of parliament. I represented my people of Terego very, very effectively. The person who removed me from parliament announced himself. And that is none other than President Museveni. He said, you people, you always say I'm a bad man. If I was a bad man, I would have killed this man, Kassiano Wadri. Now, going back to Terego, because of my lobbying capacity, I lobbied and obtained 5 pipe water systems for the people of Terego under Northwest Small Agriculture Holders Project, which we successfully lobbied for the people of Terego. Kubala Market was constructed. There's a pipe water system there. Umugo has a pipe water system. Katini, Uriajini, Wandi, Yole, there's a pipe water system there. Yoro, there is a pipe water system there. Those are all efforts of effective lobbying. There was also the program of, why did I say this? I'm a member of the opposition. I was able to lobby the 5. How about Vura? Vura has had all its members of parliament from 1986. NRC. They have all been ministers. We have had the Dr. Eric Adriko. He was a prime minister, representing Vura. We had the late Androle Uzu, minister, state minister for transport from Vura. We had Simon Ejua, state minister for transport from Vura. We had Dr. Sam Okunji, my OB. Was NRM, leaning independent. We now have Ajeda, Dr. Ajeda, Gabriel, back in Vura, state minister. NRM, does Vura have any pipe water system? 0. Yumbe has been voting NRM throughout. They have one water system. Koboko NRM throughout. They have one water system. Marata has 2. One in Nyadri, another one in Simbili. I'm making mention of this for the doubting Thomases out there to judge. World Bank, classroom and laboratory construction project. I successfully lobbied for this project to reach 5 schools in Terego. Rio Senior Secondary School got that project. It was mismanaged. They never completed it. Uriajini Senior Secondary School, they got it. They completed it. Arua Senior Secondary School, even if you go there right now, the building is at a wall bridge level, wall plate level. They got it. What Senior Secondary School got it, they completed. Utuambari Senior Secondary School, they got it and completed it. Yumbe, which has been voting NRM, got 0. Maracha got 2. Vura got 2. So challenge yourself in your head. How come this man from opposition is able to get all this service? I know where to lobby. I know how things come to parliament. And my veracity in terms of articulating issues on the floor of the house gives me this advantage, leverage. Again, there was this other project, World Bank, renovation and construction of primary schools. I effectively lobbied, single-handedly, got 9 for Arua district. Out of the 9, I became selfish. I took 5. I said I went hunting alone. It is the thorns that pricked my feet. I'm taking 5. I took 5 to Terego. And unfortunately, at the time now of implementing is when the powers that be removed me. And some of the money has been diverted. In May, you saw the first lady here, the Minister of Education. She came here to commission one of the schools in Vura. We should have had how many? 5 in Terego. You know, when in a house, if the pushcart is not there, the rats come to the dining table. So in my absence, some of that money was diverted. So some of these things might not even now take place. You go to Terego on Enyao River, At Imvepi, there is a modern bridge only second to Pakwach in the whole of Westnile. I lobbied for that bridge with the support of the German government through Minister of Local Government. The bridge is there. Even the blind can see, because when you touch it, then you will know that yes, there is a bridge here. So I have done what I could for the people of Terego. I have done this. And therefore, for anybody to say, well, you did nothing, put me on the weighing scale with those other constituencies, assess. And at a personal level, go to any religious institution in Terego. So really, if anybody is to doubt me, it should be because you hate me. Not that I don't have the capacity and the ability. Right now, how many people are crying for me in the parliament? Even 2016, from June to September, UNDP contracted me as a consultant to go and teach, to go and train MPs on the committee work. If I was that useless, will I really, among former MPs, will I be engaged by the Parliamentary Commission to go and give my brain?
So it is the lobbying capacity, not the party you belong to,
No,
that actually wins development?
Not at all, because I've been all along and I'm still in opposition. If it was about the parties, then I've told you, why did you may not get some of these things? Why did you not get it? Because all along they are NRMs anyway. But how come me from the opposition, I was able to lobby for some of these things?
I asked that particularly because there was that propaganda that as a member of parliament in the opposition, it is government does not give you priority when it comes to dividing developmental projects. But
I have proved them wrong.
Explanation. Yeah.
As a table is where you resolve issues. You resolve issues at the table. It is at the table that you share the little that comes. In a family, people eat at a table. If there are conflicts, they resolve them around the table. So that is the philosophy I believe in. That for planning purposes, for development plans, for the inclusiveness of every issue, for resolving issues among the communities, we must come to a round table. Arua is a cosmopolitan area with different tribes, different nationalities, different religions, different financial muscles. There are those who are poor, there are those who are middle class, there are those who are affluent in terms of resources, there are the working class, there are those I will develop together with them the idea that my people of Arua Municipality have sent me to say this to government. That is the philosophy. So, in doing all of that, we will therefore use the table to forge and build unity as a people of Arua Municipality, around which unity issues of development will revolve and will be hedged. That's why I chose the table as my symbol.
Indeed, it is very symbolic. Another concern is that, according to our observation, the major problems facing the West Nile Arua Municipality inclusive seem to be youth unemployment being major, and then unstable electricity.
Established a factory here in Arua, but today this factory is history. The equipment were removed and were transported to Kampala, and the factory now is established and is working in Inansana. Inansana. They have even added more lines of production. Also bottles, water. There is now the whiskey line. They are all of this. They are all there. Those are opportunities which should have remained in Arua, where our youth will have got employment of it. But we have lost all that because of lack of sustainable, reliable power source. Today people are talking about Wenereko, but commonly to us here we don't even call it Wenereko, we call it Wozereko. This is a thermal plant on a small stream of river, which heavily depends on the level of water, which only comes from rain. When we experience some drought, the water level goes down. And once the water level goes down, even generation of electricity becomes an issue. So my first target, and as we had ever done before, because before I left the parliament, we secured a loan for construction of power line from Kamudin Corner to Pakwach, so that Westnile is connected to the main grid through the provision of a step-up transformer at Kamudini Corner, so that we will know if there's no power here, then other people are also suffering like us, because that power is all coming from Ginger. Now, presently, there is ongoing construction work of building a power station at Karumu. Those of you who travel to Kampala, and unfortunately, right now, as you head to Kampala, on your left-hand side, you see high-tension evacuation lines being constructed from Kampala. And where is it heading to? Kampala. From Karuma heading to Kampala. Not in our direction. So the challenge I keep asking myself, the NRM government is like a careless mother who does not care about her children. Where her children are suffering with food shortage, she has the little food. Instead of giving it to her starving children, begins to give it to the neighboring children. We are here in West Nile without power, but Kenya uses our power. Part of Tanzania uses our power. Rwanda uses our power. Congo, DRC uses our power. Even as I talk now, if you go to Elegu, the border post, the power line has crossed from here to South Sudan. The question now is West Nile part of Uganda? Are we taxpayers to this country? Are we justifiably being asked to pay taxes so that we service these loans when we are not getting the service? That is my first battle line. To unite, work hand in hand with the other members of parliament from this region, to ensure that we exert pressure on the government to connect West Nile to the main grid. As I talk now, Adjumani is on the main grid. They have tapped the power from Atiak. They are not disadvantaged like us. But if we succeeded in this, then power will be here in Pakwach, it will be in Nebi, it will be Zombo, it will be in Arua, it will be in Maracha, it will be in Koboko, it will be in Yumbe. So all of these districts will be connected. And then you will see how the people of West Nile work. The second problem which you have rightly raised is that of youth unemployment. Statistically, the youth constitute about 70% of the Ugandan population. Those from birth up to the age of 35, they constitute 70%. This is a formidable number that we should not lose sight of. Many of our youth here got involved in this informal employment of border riding in Juba. But in December 2013, when the war broke up in Juba, all of them ran back to Uganda. And when they came to Uganda, they got themselves caught up in running battles with the police. The field force unit has been disrupting their business, arresting them, getting their motorcycles. Revenue Authority has been removing their motorcycles. You saw what happened in April, in Yumbe, where even lives were lost in things that should have been handled, civilly. But the bullets went from guns that we have bought ourselves as taxpayers, uniforms that were bought and given to police. People were killed there. In Kampala, when you go, you see people driving luxurious vehicles. They drive those vehicles on debts from Revenue Authority. I know of instances where Revenue Authority goes into an agreement with a person who cannot pay the taxes for registration of a vehicle at once. They say, okay, we will register your vehicle, we'll give you a number plate, but we will retain your logbook. We enter into an agreement, every month you will be paying this amount of money, and once you clear the taxes, we give you your logbook. If that can be done for the affluent communities in Kampala, that I know of, what about our border riders? I think what our border riders need to do is to form themselves in a formidable organization, so that where you remember, people get to know your roots, where are you coming from? And then some of us can offer ourselves as grantors. to say, look, there are these 5 border men who have bought their motorcycles. They are not able to register them. I guarantee that as you end into this agreement, I will make sure they finish paying these taxes. If they fail to pay, I offer myself as a grant riders. I am not promising employment for the youth. Single-handedly, that word will never come from me. The Chinese have a saying that if you have a hungry person, don't give him or her fish, but teach him how to catch fish. Vocational training, acquisition of vocational skills is high on my agenda. There are very many youth who are here in this municipality, whom if they form themselves in groups, can benefit through vocational training, where they can acquire those skills, which will be for them, in them for eternity. This can be in metal fabrication and welding, in which case some of us, when put in those positions, can be able to provide these formidable groups with 1 or 2 welding machines. You use it, you are able to earn your living out of it. Then you can also have those who are interested in carpentry. You place them under a skilled person. I'm a member of the business community. I'm a businessman myself here in Arua. We have challenges of high taxes. We have challenges of government favoring foreigners at the expense of our own nationals. You find people here having tax holidays. They come here as investors and they begin to compete with us, even in selling groundnuts and crisps in shops and in the streets. So real, what kind of investors? Do you need to come from Beijing? Do you need to come from Guangzhou? Do you need to come from UK? Do you need to come from New Delhi? Do you need to come all the way from Gujarat in order to come and sell groundnuts here, when our only people, men and women, can do that business, and you are regarded as an investor at our expense? Those are issues of concern that I will continuously bring to the attention of government, so that we are also given leverage as the locals to do business, so that we are not beaten out of competition. Those are a few of the things. Women groups, persons with disability, they are all included in my manifesto.
Thank you very much, Honorable, for that detailed explanation. I think if you are a voter out there and you're listening to this, then you will know where to put a mark of tick or your thumbprint. Considering the issues of health in this region, Honorable, we have seen that Arua has a very big problem because you and me know that a healthy population is a productive one.
Rungi brings more revenue than coffee. I want to be very clear on this. You can quote me on this. Mairungi is widely grown in Butambala. Even here in Arua, I know very many families that make ends meet because of Mairungi. And it is not their wish to get engaged in growing and consuming Mairungi. It is because they have no alternative. The 9th Parliament enacted a law about consumption of these substances which indoctrinate brains. And the police can even find you eating Mairungi. They have no powers to arrest you because Mairungi is not a classified drug. If you are to make a law, you must make a law that you can enforce. You must not just make a law in vain. You must make a law that really secures the health and the welfare of our people. Those responsibilities which were bestowed upon me, I never ever spend more than a month without coming to them. It's all about scheduling your activities. When I was a member of Afropark, we knew how many times we will meet, and we will know which capital we are going to meet in. When I was a chairman of Ear Park, we will know which capital we will go to meet in. By the way, my responsibility even gave us an added advantage. I want to tell you now. Today we have this street, hospital road, but there was an attempt to deprive us of this dual carriage. Mr. Romano Matua said, you see, Honorable, we know why we have rang you. You are all members of parliament, but you have got different capacities. I've mentioned the name of Mr. Matua Romano as my witness. Go and ask him wherever he is. Arua is for all of us. That was my contribution which I made, using my position in the parliament as chairman. So, I will not be busy. Too busy to help and work for my people. I am a workaholic. When it comes to that one you know. That is the reason why when Professor Sibambi was the Prime Minister, he proudly used to call me as a Dr. Wadri. On the issues of governance where Parliament was stuck, he will stand up and say, Dr. Wadri, can you advise Parliament? Can you advise us what to do in this position? And selflessly, although working in the opposition, I will give my ideas to government. Because when I go out, I'm a Ugandan. If I have my only problems with the NRM government, because I'm from FDC, we sort it out here in Kampala, not out there. Because when I go out, I am a Ugandan first and foremost. And I don't want a situation where we go to wash our dirty linen in the public out there. We must wash it here, here in Uganda.
I believe the people of Arua Municipality have had that assurance that you will not be busy. Honorable, you have been accused of using the FDC party sign. Can you defend yourself?
Let me tell you, these are people who do not know FDC. I'm a founder member of FDC. The symbol of FDC is the key. And in 2000, when we were forming FDC, the symbol of the key was proposed by the late Dr. Okule Park, the then MP of Oyamu South, who was a member of UPC. And I don't think those who really are accusing me falsely know that. 70 got to know that I was offering myself to contest in Arua Municipality. The feelings in him were comparable to the feelings of King Herod when he heard that Jesus Christ had been born. Before nominations, 192 persons went from Arua here to meet President Museveni in his State House. And one of the members of delegation, a person whom I even told him, I said, you went there and you said this. He said, oh, President Museveni, if you don't give money, Wadri has already caused us trouble. Wadri is already there, he's already ahead of us. He expected the sacks and sacks of money, but the President Museveni only gave them 200,000 shillings each. And they came here with the shining faces. There's a lot of money now in Arua. You wait after elections. Will there be any money? Do not be there. Money is coming here because of Wadri. They think that Wadri can only be stopped by pouring money on the ground. But because I've stood up, I'm now shaking the mango fruits falling down for the people to pick. All of these monies which are coming here are useless. In Irkungiri, President Museveni's government dished out 21 billion shillings. Bought motorcycles, bought lorries, milk cooling plants, did what? 21 billion shillings was forked out from treasury. Did he win? He was beaten hands down. It is not part of his 3.6 million shillings, which is his salary as he claims. No, it's not part of it. That is from treasury. But you want to bring it to bribe people to vote against Wadri? Please, voters, don't shun this money. Get this money. Eat it. Ask it for more. Wipe your lips as dry as possible. Demand it for more. But know what you will do. Vote wisely. Vote for Wadri. Wadri will be the last person on the ballot paper. It's number 12 because these names are alphabetically arranged. The table is the symbol. In the Bible, they say, the last will be the first.
Well said there. Honorable Wadri, you seem to be a major threat to President Museveni. Do you have any hopes of contesting for presidential seat in 2021?
What is so special in contesting for a presidential position in Uganda that Wadri does not possess?
Wow.
Wadri has the brains. Wadri has all the paper qualifications. probably over and above what others have. I've seen presidential candidates who have offered themselves. I don't think there are those who can claim to be holding more heavier papers than myself. I say this verily without any fear of contradiction. So, presidential bid, God is there.
One last opinion, Honorable, before we close this interview session. You have addressed 8 rallies in 8 zones, and you have successfully pulled a large crowd. Do you see a success by your own assessment? And if the people of Arua Municipality finally march to the polls on 15th of August and decide to vote you as their next Member of Parliament, do you promise to keep your word to the people, or should we expect you to go and never look back?
You see, effectively, the time left for work for a Member of Parliament after these elections is hardly 2 years. The future is longer than the present, and is shorter than yesterday. I want to offer myself in this race in a manner that I should leave a legacy. I have children who are also politically well versed. My son was the guild president. And I don't want a situation in the future when he comes up with his own political ambition, either to contest in Jinja, to contest in Kampala, to contest in Terego, to contest where people say, your father betrayed us. I mean, I want to ride on my past history. Having been a professional social worker, a man who has worked with the communities in civil service, a man who has got the managerial experience, a man who is a seasoned politician in terms of roles of members of parliament. Honestly, if I have been able to do all that I did and avail myself to the people of Terego, which is so large geographically, I don't see how I will fail to avail myself to Arua Municipality with the 2 sub-counties.
I mean, there are some candidates contesting with you for the same position, according to our survey, who are promising to build roads, bridges, schools, and even some hospitals for the municipality if they are given the opportunity to go through. As an experienced Member of Parliament, do you think these promises are genuine?
These are wild goose wishes. I told you the constitutional duty of a Member of Parliament and they are enshrined in the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda under Article 79. Whoever comes up to say, I am going to do this, I'm going to build a hospital, I'm going to provide drugs in the hospitals, I'm going to bring schools, that is a liar who does not know his role. Therefore, if I were a part of the bigger electorate, I would know this is a person who is deceiving me. Just like last night, I was listening to Arua 1. Somebody was talking about his manifesto, which manifesto was so utopian. It was a presidential manifesto. In the past, there were other politicians who came here and they wrote on such very fallacious utterances that they were going to draw water from Rhino Camp, bring it to Arua Municipality. They were going to draw water from Olewa, from Terego, and they bring it. 5 years, did they do anything? I want to give this free advice, as I've ever done before, to tell them that let them not take voters for a ride. No Member of Parliament has the resources and the capacity to do those sort of things. These are functions of the executive. Not even President Museveni has the money that he earns, that he can construct a kilometer of road. No, not from his salary of 3.6 million shillings. No, he cannot. So a Member of Parliament can only lobby. You are not a member of the executive. So let people get to know these things clear. These are liars taking voters for a ride. A clear indication that they don't know the work ahead of them in the parliament. If I were the voters, I would not even waste my time giving a vote for such a candidate. In all my rallies, you have heard me answer questions. where people come and say, if they take away our motorcycle, will you come and recover them? If they put me in prison, will you come and remove us? I said, no. If you have broken the law, I will not come. I will not come. Because I want to say a difference to people. That I'm that genuine and a truthful person. That was because of electoral process. People will say, I will come and pull you out of prison. Why? Do I have the powers? How can I be a lawmaker and at the same time condone criminality? People were telling me, we have built our houses near the river and the neighbor is coming to remove us. They asked me this question now twice. I said, I will not. I'm part of the people who enacted that law. I cannot be the one who made the law and at the same time come to break it. People will notice the difference between sincerity and the politics of maturity that I bring into this municipality, vis-a-vis those who just want to come and play the simple minds of voters, promising heaven on the earth, when you know very well that you can never bring God's kingdom on the earth. No.
Thank you very much, Honorable, for taking up this interview. I wish you all the best come 15th of August, 2020.
It is my pleasure that I've had this opportunity amidst my tight schedule to share my vision, to share what I have up my sleeves for the people of Arua Municipality. My appeal to the people of Arua Municipality, please don't lose your direction. Stand for the truth. Stand for sincerity and openness. Do not vote people because they are poor, they use sacks and sacks of money. That is not their personal money. That is money being generated from your own sweat through the taxpayers' contributions. Vote wisely. Do not vote in a manner that where you are enthused and that you will begin to regret immediately after you cast your vote. Number two, I urge you voters, those of you who have not collected their voter location slips, go and collect these slips. That is your shield, that is your spear, that is your gun in the electioneering battle. Without that, it's comparable to you going to the front line of a war without a gun. It's like you going to a hunting ground without a bow and arrow. What will you use to kill an animal? What will you use to defend yourself? Get your voter location slip so that you know where you are going. Number two, I appeal to you. There are a number of people masquerading, writing down your national ID numbers and giving you money. There are those who have been giving you 10,000. In one place, they gave even a person 50,000. There are those who have been given 5,000. Please hold on to your national ID, because the moment you give out your number to be copied by these fraudsters, they are going to use it against you. They will use it to disenfranchise you from the voters register. That is another high scheme that they are doing. I know a number of people are going to have their names missing because of the scheme that is being done. Make sure you have that thing on you. To our ex-service personnel, I have a reliable information. People have come from Kampala. Right now, they are hobnobbing with some candidates in Uyoze cell. I want to make this very clear. Uyoze cell, where they want to bring these ex-service men and women and promise them heaven on the earth. That don't worry, we are going to pay your money now. You come and support our candidate. Why are you allowing yourself to be used only during campaigns? It is only during campaigns that you are remembered, you are taken to radio stations to begin campaign talk. My appeal to you, be yourself. Don't allow yourself to be deceived. I know of ministers who are soon coming here. If they're not today or tomorrow, they are coming to talk to you. In this municipality of Arua, the architects want to take you people to Oyoze. Beware. I'm forewarning you. The place, I know it is on my fingertips. Even walls have ears. So whatever you plan underground, they reach me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.